Hey guys, so I've got a bit of a different video for you. I want to explain the concept of stop motion animation with Lego, and obviously Lego is my medium for stop motion because my YouTube channel quite revolves around Lego. But I feel like stop motion has really has been forgotten on YouTube, and I want to really show you guys, a lot of people who don't know what stop motion is, or maybe have seen it but don't fully understand how it's made and how easy it actually is to jump into. And that's why I want to kind of dive in today, is the concept of stop motion. Now if you guys like this video, you like the whole overview of what the animation is, then I'll go into other videos later on in different segments of possibly a bigger series of this, where I talk about like how to do different types of animation, what type of lighting to use, sliders and tripods and stuff like that. Stuff to add on, software as well. So this is kind of an experimental video to see just if you guys like the idea of that, as well as showing you a broader idea of the stop motion animation. So the main thing I really want to help you guys understand is how cool and interesting animation actually is, especially stop motion. It actually draws from our real life, our real daily lives. How we move in real life is how we usually animate. We look at how things move in the real world to understand how to animate that in the animation world. So it's kind of cool in my opinion. I really find it interesting. And the best way to explain and show that is really by example. So I'm gonna show you something right now that kind of explains my point. So let's go ahead and see that. So one of the things you can do to understand animation is actually just record yourself and see how you walk. For example, once I start walking, you'll start to understand how the human body sort of works when you're moving, like my arms and legs. It's all very fluid in motion, and you want to capture that when you're animating. And so once you start to analyze your own way of how you move, you'll get something like this. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed that example. I hope it kind of got my point across, that if you take any type of video, whether that's me, yourself running or walking or doing something, if you just put like an iPad or an iPhone or whatever type of device you have with a camera in it, just set it up, record yourself, and see the movement of how your body's moving and stuff like that. That'll help you really understand how you need to animate. And especially when you really start slowing it down, going frame by frame, and you just on like an iPhone, you just slowly take your hand through the time bar or whatever, and you'll start to see those itty bitty motions. And that's how stop motion works, is it's frame by frame. Your average, like a camera and an iPhone will take either 24 or 30 individual pictures, aka frames, in a second. Now stop motion animation with Lego is usually done in 15 frames a second. You can do it in 24 or 30, but there's just, because it's Lego, it's very simple. It's a very simple object. There's not a lot of fluidity and motion with it, so that's why it's cut back quite a bit on the frames per second. Now, if that all sounds complicated, this is something, again, I can explain in future segments, but I'm just trying to get the whole idea and concept out to you guys and see if you can grasp onto that and see where we can go from there. Now, another thing is, if you don't want to record yourself or whatever, that, another thing you can do is look at your favorite movie or video game or whatever it be, your favorite media. For example, I did a Halo stop motion trailer, and in that it's a remake of the trailer into Lego. And that actually is one of the best things to do to understand stop motion animation, because you're looking at something very complex, some very complex motions and stuff like that are being moved. You have multiple characters, you have multiple objects all moving at the same time, and you're trying to figure out how are those going frame by frame. How do I create that and animate that with Lego? And so you have to really think about it, and that's how I learned how to really animate. That's how I became a better animator. The other, of course, version or other way is by practicing. So it's really important to understand fluidity of motion. The last thing I want to talk about is getting started with stop motion. You only need 3 things, and I think this is what I think keeps a lot of people from at least experimenting to see if they want to try it or not, is they think they need like all these fancy gears, you know, they need like a slider, a tripod, they need a billion, you know, fancy lights, they need, you know, a $3,000 MacBook or iMac or something. That's not true at all. All you actually need is a camera, a computer, and whatever you're animating, in this case Lego. So a couple Lego figures, maybe a cool Lego set that you have, and you know, maybe some bricks that you can make some walls and you know, interesting, maybe a forest or something like that. You know, some type of backdrop with whatever set and figures you have, and that's all you need. You just need a camera. It doesn't even need a tripod, though a tripod would probably help. You can put the camera on the table, just don't move it, connect it to the computer, get some free stop motion software, and especially with cameras today, they come with like Wi-Fi ability, where basically you don't have to touch the camera to take the picture remotely or use a separate remote control. You want to avoid touching the camera because then you'll get what's called camera shake, and you'll kind of see that when you play your animations back. Okay guys, so I hope I introduced a lot of different ideas in your head and really tried to give you the broad overview of stop motion animation with Lego. That was kind of the goal with this. I didn't want to go into the little details of, you know, this is how you animate a Lego figure, this is how you do this type of scene. That stuff I can cover in the future, as well as this is what gear you need, this is the, you know, the special tripod or whatever, this is the type of light you need for this type of scene. That is all stuff I can cover in future videos. But that's if you guys want me to make those videos. So if you do want to make you know, those videos to happen, all you have to do is give me a big thumbs up, as well as let me know what would you like to see in those future videos down in the comments below. And if I, you know, see a real positive response to this video, then those videos will happen. Alright guys, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll hope to see you soon. Hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.